Hello everyone. Question is which of the following benefits is provided by the array functions from Spark SQL? Option A, an ability to work with data in a variety of types at once. Option B, an ability to work with data within certain partitions and windows. Option C, an ability to work with time-related data in specified intervals. Option D, an ability to work with complex nested data ingested from JSON files. Option E, an ability to work with an array of tables for procedural automation. Correct answer is option B. Question is which of the following commands can be used to write data into a delta table while avoiding the writing of duplicate records? Option A, drop. Option B, ignore. Option C, merge. Option D, append. Option E, insert. Correct answer is option C. Question is a data architect is designing a data model that works for both video-based machine learning workloads and highly audited batch ETL/ELT workloads. Which of the following describes how using a data lakehouse can help the data architect meet the needs of both workloads? Option A, a data lakehouse requires very little data modeling. Option B, a data lakehouse combines compute and storage for simple governance. Option C, a data lakehouse provides auto-scaling for compute clusters. Option D, a data lakehouse stores unstructured data and is ACID compliant. Option E, a data lakehouse fully exists in the cloud. Correct answer is option D. Question is which of the following describes a scenario in which a data engineer will want to use a job cluster instead of an all-purpose cluster? Option A, an ad hoc analytics report needs to be developed while minimizing compute costs. Option B, a data team needs to collaborate on the development of a machine learning model. Option C, an automated workflow needs to be run every 30 minutes. Option D, a Databricks SQL query needs to be scheduled for upward reporting. Option E, a data engineer needs to manually investigate a production error. Correct answer is option C. Question is a data engineer has created a delta table as part of a data pipeline. Downstream data analyst now needs select permission on the delta table. Assuming the data engineer is the delta table owner, which part of the Databricks Lakehouse platform can the data engineer use to grant the data analyst the appropriate access? Option A, repos. Option B, jobs. Option C, data explorer. Option D, Databricks file system. Option E, dashboards. Correct answer is option C. Question is two junior data engineers are authoring separate parts of a single data pipeline notebook. They are working on separate Git branches so they can pair program on the same notebook simultaneously. A senior data engineer experienced in Databricks suggests there is a better alternative for this type of collaboration. Which of the following supports the senior data engineer's claim? Option A, Databricks notebooks support automatic change tracking and versioning. Option B, Databricks notebooks support real-time co-authoring on a single notebook. Option C, Databricks notebooks support commenting and notification comments. Option D, Databricks notebooks support the use of multiple languages in the same notebook. Option E. Databricks notebooks support the creation of interactive data visualizations. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following describes how Databricks repos can help facilitate CI/CD workflows on the Databricks Lakehouse platform? Option A. Databricks repos can facilitate the pull request, review, and approval process before merging branches. Option B. Databricks repos can merge changes from a secondary Git branch into a main Git branch. Option C. Databricks repos can be used to design, develop, and trigger Git automation pipelines. Option D. Databricks repos can store the single source of truth Git repository. Option E. Databricks repos can commit or push code changes to trigger a CI/CD process. Correct answer is option E. Question is, which of the following statements describes Delta Lake? Option A. Delta Lake is an open source analytics engine used for big data workloads. Option B. Delta Lake is an open format storage layer that delivers reliability, security, and performance. Option C. Delta Lake is an open source platform to help manage the complete machine learning lifecycle. Option D. Delta Lake is an open source data storage format for distributed data. Option E. Delta Lake is an open format storage layer that processes data. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a data architect has determined that a table of the following format is necessary. Please see the table. Which of the following code blocks uses SQL DDL commands to create an empty delta table in the above format regardless of whether a table already exists with this name? Please see the options. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following SQL keywords can be used to append new rows to an existing delta table? Option A. Update. Option B. Copy. Option C. Insert into. Option D. Delete. Option E. Union. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data engineer team needs to query a delta table to extract rows that all meet the same condition. However, the team has noticed that the query is running slowly. The team has already tuned the size of the data files. Upon investigating, the team has concluded that the rows meeting the condition are sparsely located throughout each of the data files. Based on the scenario, which of the following optimization techniques could speed up the query? Option A. Data skipping. Option B. Z ordering. Option C. Bin packing. Option D. Write as a pack-weight file. Option E. Tuning the file size. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a data engineer needs to create a database called Customer 360 at the location of this. The data engineer is unsure if one of their colleagues has already created the database. Which of the following commands should the data engineer run to complete this task? Please see the options. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a junior data engineer needs to create a Spark SQL table my underscore table for which Spark manages both the data and the metadata. The metadata and data should also be stored in the Databricks file system DBFS. Which of the following commands should a senior data engineer share with the junior data engineer to complete this task? Please see the options. Correct answer is option E. Question is, a data engineer wants to create a relational object by pulling data from two tables. The relational object must be used by other data engineers in other sessions. In order to save on storage cost, the data engineer wants to avoid copying and storing physical data. Which of the following relational objects should the data engineer create? Option A, view. Option B, temporary view. Option C, delta table. Option D, database. Option E, Spark SQL table. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a data engineering team has created a series of tables using Parquet data stored in an external system. The team is noticing that after appending new rows to the data in the external system, their queries within Databricks are not returning the new rows. They identify the caching of the previous data as the cause of this issue. Which of the following approaches will ensure that the data returned by queries is always up to date? Option A, the tables should be converted to the delta format. Option B, the tables should be stored in a cloud-based external system. Option C, the tables should be refreshed in the writing cluster before the next query is run. Option D, the tables should be altered to include metadata to not cache. Option E, the tables should be updated before the next query is run. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a table customer locations exist with the following schema. A senior data engineer wants to create a new table from this table using the following command. A junior data engineer asks why the schema is not being declared for the new table. Which of the following responses explains why declaring the schema is not necessary? Option A, create table as select statements adopt schema details from the source table and query. Option B, create table as select statements infer the schema by scanning the data. Option C, create table as select statements results in tables where schemas are optional. Option D. Create table as select statements. Assign all columns the type string. Option E. Create table as select statements result in the tables that do not support schemas. Question is, a data engineer is overwriting data in a table by deleting the table and recreating the table. Another data engineer suggests that this is insufficient and the table should simply be overwritten instead. Which of the following reasons to override the table instead of deleting and recreating the table is incorrect? Option A. Overwriting a table is efficient because no files need to be deleted. Option B. Overwriting a table results in a clean table history for logging and audit purposes. Option C. Overwriting a table maintains the old version of the table for time travel. Option D. Overwriting a table is an atomic operation and will not leave the table in an unfinished state. Option E. Overwriting a table allows for concurrent queries to be completed while in progress. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following commands will return records from an existing delta table my underscore table where duplicates have been removed? Please see the options. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data engineer wants to horizontally combine two tables as a part of a query. They want to use a shared column as a key column, and they only want the query result to contain rows whose value in the key column is present in the both tables. Which of the following SQL commands can they use to accomplish this task? Option A. Inner join. Option B. Outer join. Option C. Left join. Option D. Merge. Option E. Union. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a junior data engineer has ingested a JSON file into a table raw underscore table with the following schema. The junior data engineer would like to unnest the items column in raw underscore table to result in the new table with the following schema. Which of the following commands should the junior data engineer run to complete this task? Please see the options. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a data engineer has ingested a JSON file into a table raw underscore table with the following schema. The data engineer wants to efficiently extract the date of each transaction into a table with the following schema. Which of the following commands should the data engineer run to complete this task? Please see the options. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a data analyst has provided a data engineering team with the following Spark SQL query. The data analyst would like the data engineering team to run this query every day. The date at the end of the table name of this should automatically be replaced with the current date each time the query is run. Which of the following approaches could be used by the data engineering team to efficiently automate this process? Option A, they could wrap the query using PySpark and use Python's string variable system to automatically update the table name. Option B, they could manually replace the date within the table name with the current day's date. Option C, they could request that the data analyst rewrites the query to be run less frequently. Option D, they could replace the string formatted date in the table with a timestamp formatted date. Option E, they could pass the table into PySpark and develop a robustly tested module on the existing query. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a data engineer has ingested data from an external source into a PySpark data frame raw_df. They need to briefly make this data available in SQL for a data analyst to perform a quality assurance check on the data. Which of the following commands should the data engineer run to make this data available in SQL for only the remainder of the Spark session? Please see the options. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a data engineer needs to dynamically create a table name string using three Python variables region, store, and year. An example of a table name is below when region is equals to NYC, store is equals to 100, and year is equals to 2021. Which of the following commands should the data engineer use to construct the table name in Python? Please see the options. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a data engineer has developed a code block to perform a streaming read on a data source. The code block is below. The code block is returning an error. Which of the following changes should be made to the code block to configure the block to successfully perform a streaming read? Please see the options. Correct answer is option A. Question is, which of the following code blocks will remove the rows where the value in column age is greater than 25 from the existing delta table my_table and save the updated table? Please see the options. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data engineer has realized that they made a mistake when making a daily update to a table. They need to use delta time travel to restore the table to a version that is 3 days old. However, when the data engineer attempts to time travel to the older version, they are unable to restore the data because the data files have been deleted. Which of the following explains why the data files are no longer present? Option A, the vacuum command was run on the table. Option B, the time travel command was run on the table. Option C, the delete history command was run on the table. Option D, the optimize command was run on the table. Option E, the history command was run on the table. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following Git operations must be performed outside of Databricks repos? Option A, commit. Option B, pull. Option C, push. Option D, clone. Option E, merge. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following data lakehouse features results in improved data quality over a traditional data lake? Option A, a data lakehouse provides storage solutions for structured and unstructured data. Option B, a data lakehouse supports ACID compliant transactions. Option C, a data lakehouse allows the use of SQL queries to examine data. Option D, a data lakehouse stores data in open formats. Option E, a data lakehouse enables machine learning and artificial intelligence workloads. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data engineer needs to determine whether to use the built-in Databricks notebooks versioning or version their project using Databricks repos. Which of the following is an advantage of using Databricks repos over the Databricks notebooks versioning? Option A, Databricks repos automatically saves development progress. Option B, Databricks repos supports the use of multiple branches. Option C, Databricks repos allows users to revert to previous versions of a notebook. Option D, Databricks repos provides the ability to comment on specific changes. Option E, Databricks repos is wholly housed within the Databricks Lakehouse platform. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following structured streaming queries is performing a hop from a bronze table to a silver table? Please see the options. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following benefits does Delta Live Tables provide for ELT pipelines over standard data pipelines that utilize Spark and Delta Lake on Databricks? Option A, the ability to declare and maintain data table dependencies. Option B, the ability to write pipelines in Python and SQL. Option C, the ability to access previous versions of data tables. Option D, the ability to automatically scale compute resources. Option E, the ability to perform batch and streaming queries. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a data engineer has three notebooks in an ELT pipeline. The notebooks need to be executed in a specific order for the pipeline to complete successfully. The data engineer would like to use Delta live tables to manage this process. Which of the following steps must the data engineer take as part of implementing this pipeline using Delta live tables? Option A, they need to create a Delta live tables pipeline from the data page. Option B, they need to create Delta live tables pipeline from the jobs page. Option C, they need to create a Delta live tables pipeline from the compute page. Option D, they need to refactor their notebook to use Python and the DLT library. Option E, they need to refactor their notebook to use SQL and create live table keyword. Correct answer is option B. You can download the complete list of recently updated contents from the link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Question is, a data engineer has left the organization. The data team needs to transfer ownership of the data engineer's data tables to a new data engineer. The new data engineer is the lead engineer on the data team. Assuming the original data engineer no longer has access, which of the following individuals must be the one to transfer ownership of the data tables in Data Explorer? Option A, Databricks account representative. Option B, this transfer is not possible. Option C, workspace administrator. Option D, new lead data engineer. Option E, original data engineer. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following commands will return the location of database customer 360? Please see the options. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data analyst has noticed that their Databricks SQL queries are running too slowly. They claim that this issue is affecting all of their sequentially run queries. They ask the data engineering team for help. The data engineering team notices that each of the queries uses the same SQL endpoint, but the SQL endpoint is not used by any other user. Which of the following approaches can the data engineering team use to improve the latency of the data analyst's query? Option A, they can turn on the serverless feature for the SQL endpoint. Option B, they can increase the maximum bound of the SQL endpoint's scaling range. Option C, they can increase the cluster size of the SQL endpoint. Option D, they can turn on the auto stop feature for the SQL endpoint. Option E, they can turn on the serverless feature for the SQL endpoint and change the spot instance policy to reliability optimized. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data engineering team has been using a Databricks SQL query to monitor the performance of an ELT job. The ELT job is triggered by a specific number of input records being ready to process. The Databricks SQL query returns the number of minutes since the job's most recent run time. Which of the following approaches can enable the data engineering team to be notified if the ELT job has not been run in an hour? Option A, they can set up an alert for the accompanying dashboard to notify them if the return value is greater than 60. Option B, they can set up an alert for the query to notify when the ELT job fails. Option C. They can set up an alert for the accompanying dashboard to notify when it has not refreshed in 60 minutes. Option D. They can set up an alert for the query to notify them if the return value is greater than 60. Option E. This type of alerting is not possible in Databricks. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a new data engineer new.engineer at company.com has been assigned to an ELT project. The new data engineer will need full privileges on the table cells to fully manage the project. Which of the following commands can be used to grant full permissions on the table to the new data engineer? Please see the options. Correct answer is option A. Question is, which of the following data workloads will utilize a silver table as its source? Option A. Job that enriches data by parsing its timestamps into a human-readable format. Option B. A job that queries aggregated data that already feeds into a dashboard. Option C. A job that ingests raw data from a streaming source into the lakehouse. Option D. A job that aggregates cleaned data to create standard summary statistics. Option E. A job that cleans data by removing malformatted records. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following describes a scenario in which a data team will want to utilize cluster pools? Option A. An automated report needs to be refreshed as quickly as possible. Option B. An automated report needs to be made reproducible. Option C. An automated report needs to be tested to identify errors. Option D. An automated report needs to be version controlled across multiple collaborators. Option E. An automated reports need to be runnable by all stakeholders. Correct answer is option E. Question is, which of the following describes the storage organization of a delta table? Option A. A delta table are stored in a single file that contains data, history, metadata, and other attributes. Option B. Delta tables store their data in a single file and all metadata in a collection of files in a separate location. Option C. Delta tables are stored in a collection of files that contain data, history, metadata, and other attributes. Option D. Delta tables are stored in a collection of files that contain only the data stored within the table. Option E. Delta tables are stored in a single file that contains only the data stored within the table. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data engineer has a job with multiple tasks that runs nightly. One of the tasks unexpectedly fails during 10% of the runs. Which of the following actions can the data engineer perform to ensure the job completes such night while minimizing compute cost? Option A. They can institute a retry policy for the entire job. Option B. They can observe the task as it runs to try and determine why it is failing. Option C. They can set up the job to run multiple times, ensuring that at least one will complete. Option D. They can institute a retry policy for the task that periodically fails. Option E. They can utilize a job cluster for each of the tasks in the job. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following approaches should be used to send the Databricks job owner an email in the case that the job fails? Option A, manually programming in an alert system in each cell of the notebook. Option B, setting up an alert in the job page. Option C, setting up an alert in the notebook. Option D, there is no way to notify the job owner in case of the job failure. Option E, MLflow model registry webhooks. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a data engineer needs access to a table, new underscore table, but they do not have the correct permissions. They can ask the table owner for permission, but they do not know who the table owner is. Which of the following approaches can be used to identify the owner of new underscore table? Option A, review the permissions tab in the tables page in Data Explorer. Option B, all of these options can be used to identify the owner of the table. Option C, review the owner field in the tables page in Data Explorer. Option D, review the owner field in the tables page in the cloud storage solution. Option E, there is no way to identify the owner of the table. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following describes the type of workloads that are always compatible with autoloader? Option A, streaming workloads. Option B, machine learning workloads. Option C, serverless workloads. Option D, batch workloads. Option E, dashboard workloads. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a data set has been defined using delta live tables and includes an expectations clause. What is the expected behavior when a batch of data containing data that violates these constraints is processed? Option A, records that violate the expectation are dropped from the target dataset and recorded as invalid in the event log. Option B, records that violate the expectation cause the job to fail. Option C, records that violate the expectation are dropped from the target dataset and loaded into a quarantine table. Option D, records that violate the expectation are added to the target dataset and recorded as invalid in the event log. Option E, records that violate the expectations are added to the target dataset and flagged as invalid in a field added to the target dataset. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a data engineer needs to create a table in Databricks using data from their organization's existing SQLite database. They run the following command. Which of the following lines of code fills in the ever blank to successfully complete the task? Option A, org.apache.spark.sql.jdbc. Option B, autoloader. Option C, delta. Option D, SQLite. Option E, org.apache.spark.sql.sqlite. Correct answer is option E. Question is, a data engineer is attempting to drop a Spark SQL table, my underscore table. The data engineer wants to delete all table metadata and data. They run the following command. While the object no longer appears when they run show tables, the data files still exist. Which of the following describes why the data files still exist and the metadata files were deleted? Option A, the table's data was larger than 10 GB. Option B, the Table's data was smaller than 10 GB. Option C. The table was external. Option D. The table did not have a location. Option E. The table was managed. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data engineer is maintaining a data pipeline. Upon data ingestion, the data engineer notices that the source data is starting to have a lower level of quality. The data engineer would like to automate the process of monitoring the quality level. Which of the following tools can the data engineer use to solve this problem? Option A. Unity Catalog. Option B. Data Explorer. Option C. Delta Lake. Option D. Delta Live Tables. Option E. Autoloader. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following tools is used by autoloader process data incrementally? Option A. Checkpointing. Option B. Spark Structured Streaming. Option C. Data Explorer. Option D. Unity Catalog. Option E. Databricks SQL. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following describes when to use the create streaming live table, formerly create incremental live table syntax over the create live table syntax when creating delta live tables DLT tables using SQL? Option A. Create streaming live tables should be used when the subsequent step in the DLT pipeline is static. Option B. Create streaming live tables should be used when data needs to be processed incrementally. Option D. Create streaming live tables should be used when data needs to be processed through complicated aggregations. Option E. Create streaming live tables should be used when the previous step in the DLT pipeline is static. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following structured streaming queries is performing a hop from a silver table to a gold table? Please see the options. Correct answer is option E. Question is, a data engineer has been using a Databricks SQL dashboard to monitor the cleanliness of the input data to an ELT job. The ELT job has its Databricks SQL query that returns the number of input records containing unexpected null values. The data engineer wants their entire team to be notified via a messaging webhook whenever this value reaches 100. Which of the following approaches can the data engineer use to notify their entire team via a messaging webhook whenever the number of null values reaches 100? Option A. They can set up an alert with a custom template. Option B. They can set up an alert with a new email alert destination. Option C. They can set up an alert with a new webhook alert destination. Option D. They can set up an alert with one-time notifications. Option E. They can set up an alert without notifications. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a new data engineering team has been assigned to work on a project. The team will need access to database customers in order to see what tables already exist. The team has its own group team. Which of the following commands can be used to grant the necessary permissions on the entire database to the new team? Option A, grant view on catalog customers to team. Option B, grant create on database customers to team. Option C, grant uses on catalog team to customers. Option D, grant create on database team to customers. Option E, grant uses on database customers to team. Correct answer is option E. Question is, which of the following is a benefit of the Databricks Lakehouse platform embracing open source technologies? Option A, cloud specific integrations. Option B, simplified governance. Option C, ability to scale storage. Option D, ability to scale workloads. Option E, avoiding vendor lock-in. Correct answer is option E. Question is, a data engineer has been given a new record of data. Which of the following SQL commands can be used to append the new record to an existing delta table my underscore table? Please see the options. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a data architect has determined that a table of the following format is necessary. Please see the table. Which of the following code blocks uses SQL DDL commands to create an empty delta table in the above format regardless of whether a table already exists with this name? Please see the options. Correct answer is option E. Question is, which of the following describes the benefit of creating an external table from Parquet rather than CSV when using a create table as select statement? Option A, Parquet files can be partitioned. Option B, create table as select statements cannot be used on files. Option C, Parquet files have a well-defined schema. Option D, Parquet files have the ability to be optimized. Option E, Parquet files will become delta tables. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a data analyst has developed a query that runs against delta table. They want help from the data engineering team to implement a series of tests to ensure the data returned by the query is clean. However, the data engineering team uses Python for its test rather than SQL. Which of the following operations could the data engineering team use to run the query and operate with the results in PySpark? Option A, select from cells. Option B, spark.delta.table. Option C, spark.sql. Option D, there is no way to share data between PySpark and SQL. Option E, spark.table. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a data engineer has a Python variable table underscore name that they would like to use in a SQL query. They want to construct a Python code block that will run the query using table underscore name. They have the following incomplete code block. Which of the following can be used to fill in the blank to successfully complete the task? Option A spark.delta.sql. Option B spark.delta.table. Option C spark.table. Option D db, dbutils.sql. Option E spark.sql. Correct answer is option E. Question is, a data engineer is attempting to drop a Spark SQL table my underscore table and runs the following command. After running this command, the engineer notices that the data files and metadata files have been deleted from the file system. Which of the following describes why all of these files were deleted? Option A, the table was managed. Option B, the table's data was smaller than 10 GB. Option C, the table's data was larger than 10 GB. Option D, the table was external. Option E, the table did not have a location. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a data engineer is working with two tables. Each of these tables is displayed below in its. The data engineer runs the following query to join these tables together. Which of the following will be returned by the above query? Please see the options. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a data engineer has developed a data pipeline to ingest data from a JSON source using autoloader, but the engineer has not provided any type inference or schema hints in their pipeline. Upon reviewing the data engineer has noticed that all of the columns in the target table are of the string type, despite some of the fields only included float or boolean values. Which of the following describes why autoloader inferred all of the columns to be of the string type? Option A, there was a type mismatch between the specific schema and the inferred schema. Option B, JSON data is a text-based format. Option C, autoloader only works with the string data. Option D, all of the fields had at least one null value. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following must be specified when creating a new Delta Live tables pipeline? Option A, a key value pair configuration. Option B, the preferred DBU per hour cost. Option C. Option D, a location of a target database for the written data. Option E, at least one notebook library to be executed. Correct answer is option E. You can download the complete list of recently updated contents from the link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe.